7 force field. Don't worry. I'll break you out of there. Glad I could help.
German police in the southern region of Baden-Württemberg have conducted a large-scale raid on a refugee centre. Migrants there had earlier obstructed the authorities from deporting one of the residents. Our Europe correspondent Peter Oliver can bring us up to speed now on the story. Peter, good evening, afternoon in fact, where you are. Tensions clearly running high there. Talk us through just what has unfolded.
Right, well, Thursday saw the end to this saga, which resulted in a dawn raid, but it's better if we jump back in time to Monday for the background on this. The best place to start anyway. What happened was police arrived at this refugee centre in Baden-Württemberg in the town of Elvegen. It's near Stuttgart, a major city around there. They arrived to carry out a deportation order against a 23-year-old man from Togo. While they had him in handcuffs, a crowd started to gather in the amongst the refugees. That crowd got bigger and bigger, and we're told it was as many as 200 at its largest. They were demanding the release of this Togolese man. They eventually got that release. The police handed him over, released him from his cuffs, or at least handed over the keys, and he was released from his cuffs. They then retreated. Now, what we're hearing from senior police on Thursday following this dawn raid is that they cast no aspersions over the conduct of those officers on Monday. They say that they did exactly what was necessary and were glad that they'd retreated as they feared for the safety of those police. We hear that there were threats made against the police should they return to the refugee centre. Well, they did just that on Thursday morning in very large numbers. We're hearing as many as 200 police involved in this dawn raid that took place. They took the target of their raid into custody along with 17 others. What we know about the man at the centre of this is that he is a Togolese national, 23 years old. He'd arrived initially seeking asylum and had registered in Italy, and it's to Italy that he's intended to be deported. That's under the Dublin Treaty in the EU. It means that wherever a refugee first registers their status as a refugee, that's the country they should be, and that's the country that has the responsibility to look after them. He'd come here to Germany and applied for refugee status again, being denied, and that's why he was being deported back. That's the crux of this whole situation. Now, the police have been accused in some circles of being heavy-handed on Thursday morning. However, senior police figures locally say that they had to move in the way they did to stop this whole situation spiralling further out of control.
Structures were organized at the refugee center that apparently aimed to obstruct the authorities' work there. There was considerable danger of it emerging as a lawless area.
Well, so that 23-year-old man taken to another facility along with 17 others who were detained during that morning raid. We understand some refugees were treated for injuries after they jumped from windows. Also, that a number of police officers have been receiving medical treatment for mild injuries as well. Well, of course, this whole incident has sparked a real reaction here in Germany, with politicians from all sides coming out and giving their opinions. One of the most vocal, he is always one of the most vocal in German politics, the recently appointed Interior Minister Horst Seehofer, the former Christian Social Union leader. He had this to say, pulling no punches as usual.
What happened there is a blow to the law-abiding population. We shouldn't let them trample on our hospitality.
Well, there are plenty of questions over just how this situation was allowed to escalate to the level in which it did, and also a lot more questions being asked about what's being done to make sure that it can't happen anywhere else.
Our Europe correspondent Peter Oliver with the latest on that. Thank you.